let's talk about it, child. 50 Cent, Vivica Fox.
Cuban
Dated
link.
years ago, but to this day, Vivica saying that was the love of her life. What are your thoughts? Her and his current girlfriend are going back and forth a little bit on Instagram, and child.
So that could be the love of her life. Like that could have been her love of her life, and that's totally okay. But sis, for one who's in a relationship, so I feel like that's a little bit disrespectful towards Cuban Link. And I guess the question was presented to her or whatever, but there's ways that you could have answered that question to not bring up the fact that, that was the love of her life. But she did mention, we have to give it to her, she did mention like, now he's dating Cuban Link and she's bad or whatever. But it's just like certain conversations, it's time to hang it up. Like, it's just time to hang up those conversations and let it go. We all knew that was your love of your life. You mentioned it to us 100 times. I just feel like it's time to just hang up that conversation. Like, look, next question, please. I done talked about this already.
I agree with Minnie on this one. I just feel like, first of all, for her to say that, the man's in a relationship, he done moved on. Of course, Cuban Links is going to have an issue with her just saying that. Like, and then Vivica started kind of trolling her with like the little flashbacks or whatever. Like, if he's happy and he's comfortable, because him and Cuban Links been dating for a while now, don't disrespect somebody's relationship. So yeah, so Cuban had all rights to kind of go off on Vivica, because I think she was definitely out of line. Auntie was out of line.
And I remember a while back, they had their little Instagram beef, 50 Cent and Vivica, and she alleged that he like fingers up his ass. But now, a few years later, you're talking about, that's still the love of my life. Like, girl, pick a side. Do you love him, or is he gay?
And didn't he disrespect her? He was
I think he called her a bitch. They was going back and forth.
There's no way I'm gonna still claim you as the love of my life after you publicly disrespect me like that. Yeah. And let me just say this: I don't want no penis that gonna have me talking about it for 10 years later. No, I do not want to experience that type of penis. If I'm still gonna be talking about it 10 years later, that is, I don't know.
She's a mature woman.
It's too good. Girl,
she's an experienced woman, so she done had her experiences. For her to still be talking about that D,
come on, I don't want no D like that.
Y'all silly.
I do not want a D like that, boy. Not I. Give me in the middle, something that I can get over. I can let go.
Because anybody that she has in her life now is gonna know that she still has feelings for this person she has ended a relationship over, 7 years. Like, you still thinking about him, sis?
That's my whole thing. Like,
anyway,
it can be the love of your life, but just hang that conversation up. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Now that means Cuban ain't going nowhere. If it's that good.
But do y'all think Cuban had do y'all think it was necessary for Cuban to say something? Like, was it needed?
I definitely think it was needed for her to respond. I think she could have said more, because Vivica should have just not have had mentioned it, or to say somebody the love of your life is being extra to me.
Yeah, and if that's my man and you telling the internet and the world that's the love of your life, I'm gonna feel some type of way about it. But like Minnie said earlier, there was an extended conversation to that did not go viral. And she did say he's in a happy relationship. I hope him the best. But again, that didn't go viral. Just the part that her saying that was the love of her life. So, Vivica, you a grown-ass woman.
She knew, but she's been in the media for how many years now? She knows what to say and what not to say. So to me, she still knew better, and she should have obviously knew by her saying that's the love of my life. That was gonna bring some type of reaction, even if she tried to clean it up after. But
yes, child.
And she have a show, so anything to draw attention to her show. So good media play, Vivica. Good media play. But me personally, I don't know. Because, Cuban, you have him. That's your man or whatever. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't finna double back to Vivica or whatever. I just feel like after the first comment she made, I think that was just enough. I'm not finna go back and forth with you about my man.
Listen, you never know if a man would double back. You remember when Rihanna went on the Oprah show and she had the conversation and she said that she still loves Chris Brown. And then a few days later, she was at a basketball game, and that's how Karuchi found out her and Chris Brown was
That
no
is
longer
so
together. You
true.
never fucking know. Like, you're
That
not
is
gonna
so
confess
true.
your love to my man in public.
In public.
Nicole
would
brought up the
think that.
artifacts on that one.
That is so true. Oh my God. So you still love me?
What you said in that interview?
What you said on Oprah? Where was Vivica? What you said on? You still want to put fingers in my butt? Alleged.
I was gonna say that.
Ass.
I missed that ass play, girl.
Do you miss this ass play? Oh my God, that's so true. He better not. I don't think he would though.
Yeah, I think he's pretty happy where he's at with Cuban, and she's a baddie, so
She is. Her body
is top tier.
God had his favorites.